Welcome to Complicated Relationship Matters with Dr. Mark Ben. We are here to educate you and coach you through any kind of relationship issues that you are dealing with. Our channel includes talk shows, documentaries, debates, and much more.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to another moment of complicated relationship with Dr. Mark Ben. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's going to be quite a very short episode so that you could actually answer the questions and drop your comment below. Before we go into the subject today, I want you to subscribe to our channel. Also like our videos and click the notification bell so in case we have a new video, you'll be the first person to be notified. Without much wasting of your time, let's dive straight into the topic of today. Today's topic is titled, Your Fiancée is Off Limits. She's mine forever. Your fiancée is off limits. She's mine forever. Before we start the story, let's quickly go on a break.
This is Complicated Relationship Matters with Dr. Mark Ben, adding life and values to relationships.
Welcome back. This story is quite very interesting. So what we're going to do today is to allow you to drop your comments below after the story. Normally, we will always ask you questions. We want to have your feedback. What your opinion is matters to us so that people could actually look into that as well. But always remember that there are lessons to be learned when it comes to all the episode that we've been bringing to you on this channel. We would have a kind of disclaimer. We'll quickly read that to you so that we would now dive straight into the episode for today. Let's go for the disclaimer first. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. Moreover, the information contained therein does not constitute or substitute any professional counseling or advisory services that viewers might engage in. In addition, content provided herein does not claim nor represent any form of therapeutic alliance with which viewers might associate with through the material provided in the videos. Should viewers feel the need or require such assistance, we recommend seeking relevant support services for further assistance or contact MB Relationship Coaching and Consultancy for relationship coaching sessions. Now we're back. Let's dive straight into the story. Like I said earlier, the topic of today, or the title for today's story, is known as Your Fiancée is Off Limits. She is Mine Forever. This is the story. Sylvester lived in Atlanta in the United States of America. He was engaged to a lady known as Susan. Sylvester had told his parents loads of stuff about Susan, and Susan was eager to meet Sylvester's parents in Nigeria. So the date finally came to pass. They were in the country. The family of Sylvester was so excited to meet Susan. As the meeting began, Sylvester's brother, known as Paul, walked into the meeting, exchanged pleasantries with his brother Sylvester. As he turned his head to the left hand side of the room, he saw a lady whose face was familiar to him. He was taken aback for a moment. His countenance then changed, and he walked over to his father and whispered some words into the father's ears. After Sylvester walked back to his seat, his father, who was sitting on a lofty chair, raised his head up, cleared his throat, and welcomed Sylvester once more. Then he suddenly turned to Sylvester's fiancée, Susan, and asked her if he ever knew Paul. Everyone in the room became so inquisitive, and they were also confused about what was going on in that place. Paul did not even allow Susan to speak. He screamed in anger and stated with all authority that his brother Sylvester was not going to marry Susan. And the people in the room were like, why? They asked him. What was the story? Paul then stated that Susan was his ex. At this point, Susan stood up and said yes. She agreed to the fact that they had met, that at one point in time, Paul was his fiancé, but it was just for 3 months. The relationship ended on a sad note because Paul was a very violent man. Paul had lived in New York City for so many years before relocating back to Nigeria. So it was in New York City that he met Susan. So their relationship only lasted for 3 months. Sylvester, his brother, never knew that Paul, his brother, at one point in time had gone out or dated Susan. Then the father of Sylvester was of the opinion that Sylvester should not marry Susan because Susan had had a relationship with his brother Paul. But his wife who was also the mother of both Sylvester and Paul, had a contrary opinion. She stated that it didn't matter. With all the story she had heard about the relationship between Paul and Susan, that wouldn't constitute a very good reason for Sylvester, the brother, not to marry Susan. This became a point of contest, divisions at this meeting point. Which side will you be? Will you be on the side of Sylvester's father or on the side of Sylvester's mother? Sylvester's mother was of the opinion that Sylvester should marry Susan, but Sylvester's father was of the opinion that the relationship should be discontinued. So, what's your opinion? How do you think that this issue will be resolved? That is what I want to know from you. Drop your opinion in the comment section so that we can read it. We want to know what your opinion would be. Like I would normally say, there are no right or wrong answers. You are free to your opinion. Just voice out your opinion in the comment section. That's all we're asking from you. This relationship seems a bit complicated. Don't you think so? Is there any norm or tradition that would debar Sylvester from marrying Susan because his brother had gone out, had dated Susan at a point in time without the knowledge of Sylvester? Because Sylvester never knew that Susan had gone out with Paul, his brother, when she was in New York City. So, how do we resolve this conflict? Would you see this as a conflict of interest? Your opinion matters. So, you drop your opinion, then we will look at your opinion and we'll take it from there. Friends, thank you so much for being with me today. Until I come your way next week, I remain Mark Ben. Remember, relationship is to be enjoyed and not to be endured. Always do your best to keep things going. See you. Take care. Until next week, I come your way again. Be on top. Bye for now.